Hi, I'm Danny, and today I will be doing the first and last book tag. I was tagged by Laura at Lovely Like Laura, so thank you, Laura, and I will leave her video below. Number 1 is the first video I posted and the last video I posted. I'm going to have to look this up, so just give me a second. So the first video I posted was my April TBR of 2015, and the last video I posted would probably be my Doctor Who book tag. The first booktuber I watched and the last booktuber I watched. I think that would either be Christine at Pullin' Bananas Books or Kat at Catty-tastic. I know I found them through each other, so I pretty much subscribed to them at the exact same time, but I'm not sure which one of them I found first. I think it was Christine though. And the last booktuber I watched was probably Danielle at Simply Thoughtful Books. It was her top 5 Wednesday video. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like missing scenes from movies or something. The first book I bought and the last book I bought. I could be wrong on this, but this is the first one I remember buying myself with my own money. And that would be City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. As far as I remember, this is the first book I bought myself. I could be wrong though. And the last book I bought was in an entire book haul, so I will link that book haul below because I honestly don't know what the very last book I bought was. I honestly don't. Yeah, I don't remember the last physical book I bought. The last ebook I bought was The Elementals Book 3, The Head of Medusa. The first novel I read by myself and the last novel I read by myself. The first one would be Sex and the Single Vampire. This is the book that got me into reading. And I still go back every once in a while and read it. As you can see, I'm kind of trying to bookmark my favorite parts. And the last book I read by myself would be Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I just finished this. I'm still trying to decide if I want to do a book review on this, like a whole discussion thing like I did with Throne of Glass. What was your first dystopian and your last dystopian? For me, they are both the same book because I've only ever read one dystopian book, and it is a dystopian fantasy book. And that is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is my first and last dystopian. My first paranormal book and my last paranormal book. And first would be Sex and a Single Vampire. And my last would be Uninvited. The first book in a series and the last book in the same series. I'm going to go with The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger. The first book that you could not finish and the last book that you could not finish. And I usually get rid of those kind of books pretty quickly, so I only have one at the moment, and that is Bram Stoker's Dracula, the graphic novel. This was just absolutely terrible. It cut out a whole lot of important stuff from the story, and the romance was just like none. There was just absolutely none. I couldn't even connect with these characters. Even in comic books, I can connect with characters even a little bit because a lot of stuff is cut out and it's very brief and very short. But I just could not connect with these people at all. And since I've already read the book, I knew I was going to connect with them. But I couldn't. I couldn't. They didn't even feel like the same characters to me. The first book that made you cry and the last book that made you cry. Again, they are both the same book. And that is Mark of the Vampire Queen. This is the only book to ever make me cry.